Meghan Show. It's the Meghan Show. Do. Yeah. Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful Sunday evening. I have water today for just a moment. Anyway, my little crown on. You stay there now. Because I just had a beer at the last video and I need it in between. Kisses. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Yes, I did get my nails done. They are extremely long. I am trying to work with them I do feel a little nervous because I tend to hit things, but I love them. They're beautiful. The Meghan Show. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends. We're trying to reach 5,000, 2,000 people. We can raise 2,000 people. Can't we? Meghan is a deceptive bully. It's a shame that she is now considered a real racist. It's in the book. It's flat as day. Well, let's not forget how she treated her own family. She was racist within her own family. When Meghan said they weren't classy enough, that was being racist. Oh, please don't go. I'm so sorry. I don't know why it does that. Okay, give me a second. There we go. Boom! Hopefully you didn't see all that. Because it did fall forward. Anyway, moving on. Yep, Meghan is racist. Remember when she was saying that stuff in a book? What did she say? She fell and got my thoughts all twisted. Her family. She said they weren't classy enough. I'm going to find it. I'm going to go back and read it when she was saying that her family wasn't classy enough. And she was trying to say she didn't think it would look good if she invited them to the wedding. But I know some kind of way she blamed the royal family. It was them that didn't want to invite her family. Even though the queen told her she can invite whoever she wanted to. She did. She invited every celebrity in town that would come. This is the Meghan Show. If you're not here to hear about what's going on with Meghan, then that's the station. Okay, so this is Esther Cracker. We're going to listen to what she has to say with the latest. Now, I do know this. I do know that Owen Scobie is in some trouble in a sense that he could be legally sued or legally liable for putting those names in a book. And then not only that, but he's lying. Isn't he perjury or something like that? Him lying and blaming it on other people. First he blamed the translators. Then he blamed his publisher, and they came out and said, no, that's not true. We are not lying for you. You gave us this stuff. Don't start lying and pointing the fingers. We're investigating it. You're not investigating anything. Everybody else is investigating it and trying to get to the bottom of it. And he's been lying to us. And it's real damaging to his credibility, Meghan's credibility, and Harry's. They look like three lying birds. Three lying birds. They just constantly is lying and blaming others for the mistakes that they continue to make. Instead of just being quiet. Instead of just not writing a book about your family, about someone else's family that you have nothing, that you didn't even know very long enough to even have a relationship with anyone over there. You don't have a relationship with Catherine or anyone. Your sister-in-law tried to have a relationship with you, but you were too jealous of her. You couldn't stand it. You have to be jealous of her to talk about her the way you do. It's just obvious. Someone that constantly says nasty and negative things about someone for no other reason but to make themselves feel good, that's what she does. Catherine looked beautiful. They took a beautiful family portrait. She looked so awesome in that white outfit. I was like, whoa, whoa. She looked so, yeah. She looked so beautiful. It was like white under cream. Then it was cream all over with this long cream coat, the cream shoes, and I was like, dang. She knows how to dress. She knows how to get it done. Meghan doesn't have all those clothes she changed into for Invictus, and none of them was worth changing into. That brown outfit pissed me off. It was wrinkled half the time, and it was overly too big for her. Whew. Okay, enough. What show was that? Suicide Squad. When the witch at the end said, enough, and then all their swords went flying everywhere. Great movie. Suicide Squad. It made me laugh. It's a funny movie. And it's comical too. Okay. So now, yeah, what we dealing with? We're dealing with Meghan. Let's go.
Been a formal response from the royal family in the aftermath of the release of Endgame. But look, we understand from palace sources that the king won't be emotionally blackmailed by Prince Harry. Is that the position?
That's definitely the position. I mean, I don't know if you remember, a few weeks ago, for the king's birthday, they allegedly received a call from the...
I know, I'm drinking water. The only reason why, because I just had a beer. And on my other video, let's rewind now.
Position of the royal family that has been altered.
Anesta, look, there hasn't been a formal response from the royal family in the aftermath of the release of Endgame. But look, we understand from palace sources that the king won't be emotionally blackmailed by Prince Harry. Is that the position?
That's definitely the position. I mean, I don't know if you remember, a few weeks ago, for the king's birthday, they allegedly received a call from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and their children, wishing him happy birthday. He did hint that him and Meghan would accept an invitation to Sandringham for Christmas this year, although it has not been clear that an even or not from an invitation has been made. So those are interesting reports there. But we know that when the king decided to terminate the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's ability to live at Frogmore Cottage earlier this year in the summer, he apparently called his father and said, don't you want to see his grandchildren? Don't you want to see your grandchildren? And many people took that as a form of emotional blackmail. We know that the royal family...
It is a form of a blackmail. It is. It is a form of blackmail. That's what Meghan does. She's a bully. When she first started in the kingdom, she told them, I'm your boss now. Making them wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. They quit. People were quitting. They were leaving. They have been there for years at the institution. And like some of them said, they don't even get paid a whole lot what they do. But they do it as a service because they want to. No, Meghan going there bullying them, acting like they're beneath her. Like, no one should be treated that way, ever. But fame and fortune obviously went way too far. Way too far. And there's no one to bring her down. Kinsley Schofield says she needs to go away. Well, somebody has already suggested that. She's not making a move. She's in trouble. Her popularity is... I just see more and more attacks against these two because they leave themselves open for scrutiny. And when you open the door and when you put a book out there that is stupid and starts naming and blaming again, then you open up the door again for Chris Rock and Saturday Night Live and the rest of them to come for you. And just like the wall of shame. She's on the wall of shame for being a hypocrite. And she's also the worst person of the year award in 2023. I should read it. That's bad. That is not good. That's not good popularity. WME can't work with that. They can't brand that. They can't sell that. They can't do anything with that. It's okay. Oh, come on. Sorry. Okay.
Quite mute on this issue with Scobie's book and the revelation that the royal racists are apparently King Charles.
Forced. They were forced out. I believe she said that.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's ability to live at Frogmore Cottage earlier this year.
Forced out of the cottage. They weren't forced out. They're lying. Well, he said that he was forced out of the country. Like someone put a gun to Harry's head and said, get out now, or we're going to do something to you. No. Meghan was planning your exit when she walked down the aisle with you. As soon as she sealed that deal and had the baby in the bun, that was it. I'm ready. I'm ready to go back to California and start with my shenanigans. He wasn't forced out. He told the judge, the jury, whoever he was speaking to. Harry tells the judge, because he's suing his own government, his father, practically. That's gotta hurt. You're gonna sue us because the law says you can't have security. And then they're like, well, he gets security, but he wants security 24/7, like they have it. Well, you left and said you didn't want to be a part of it anymore. That was the stipulation. I understand that loud and clear. There's nothing to that. But Meghan wants us to believe that they didn't get all this other reasons why. Tyler Perry. I say his name because he seems to think that they left and the family was trying to force them to stay. Which one is it? Was they trying to force them to stay, or was they trying to force them to leave? You can't have it both ways. You can't say, Tyler Perry, that they were trying to blackmail them into staying, letting them know that they wasn't going to have security. If they leave, they won't have security anymore. That was just facts. But instead of getting the entire story, I will never forget it, because he needs to come to terms with it being a lie. That Meghan is a full-blown liar, and anything and everything that comes out of that book is full of lies. And when she mentioned King Charles and Catherine, we all knew it was a lie. Everybody did. We didn't even question it. No one questioned it. We didn't need to, because we knew that it was a lie. Why would some racist person walk a black girl down the aisle? Why would a white person walk a black person down the aisle and one of them a racist? Why? Why would they spend that kind of money on his wife if they were racist? Why would they be so accommodating and trying to help her find her footing in her way? Why would Catherine go out her way and go and have her daughter be in the wedding? Participate? All this other stuff. I don't see it. But now racism has knocked on her door, because whether she knows it or not, she just did it in blatantly, plain and simple. You didn't hire him because of the color of his skin, and you said that because he would stick out like a sore thumb. I am talking about the special aid, let me just say it that way, that was assigned to Meghan in the beginning. And Lady Hussey was also assigned. But Meghan said she got this. She never had it. She didn't care if she got it or not. She wanted to look like she had it together, but behind closed doors, she was wreaking havoc on everyone. Why would they want her to stay? I wouldn't want her to stay. I've been like, let them go. Bye. Let them go. We good. We can manage without them. If they're not here, less drama. No, they were kind, considerate, listening, trying to understand. Meghan was in a hurry, rushing, trying to get back to the United States. couldn't, she just had to get back. Like it was a matter of life and death that she left that very moment, or else everything was just going to come crumbling down. No, well, nobody chasing you guys with yourselves. They were chasing themselves. They were chasing themselves out of there because no one was behind them and no one was in front. Wasn't nobody pushing them to the door, and no one was trying to make them stay. Meghan is just full of it. Just full of lies. It was your decision to step down. It was your decision to make your own money. It was your decision to fend for yourself, because that's what you said in the statement, Tyler Perry. Why did she say that she was going to go off and do all of this stuff if she wasn't? So you expect to take care of your children at the age of 40 if they want to leave the nest? And if, as long as they stay in the nest, they covered. If they leave the nest, they on their own. It's simple. It's simple. I'm not leaving the nest. Not when the nest is all nice and cushy. The nest is all nice and cushy and wonderful and all this in between. I'm not going nowhere. I ain't got to sue nobody. I ain't got to worry about nothing. All I got to do is do what my parents tell me to do and serve the people, which will be fun. Oh my God, you guys are wonderful. You guys are the notes that you send, the kind words that you say when you tell me where you're from, what part of Scotland, what part of the UK you're from, in Australia, Canada. It's awesome. It really is cool. Even from Texas, even from the United States, it's pretty cool to know. Okay.
Summer, he apparently called his father and said, "Don't you want to see his grandchildren?
Oh,
Don't you want to see
there
your
you go, threatening and stuff. He threatened someone. Now they're gonna be threatening. Meghan holding those kids over him. I told you she was gonna be holding those kids over that. Holding those kids over Charles's head. Don't you want to see your kids? If you don't act right, you'll never see them again. It's simple. Harry, tell them. Tell them just like this. If they don't act right, they will never see Archie or Lilibet again. We're never coming over there. They took our cottage. No, we're not going over there. If you're going to treat us this way. This is Meghan in the background talking crazy. And then Harry sucking it up, telling his father that I guess you don't want to see your grandkids. Oh, okay. Harry, when you get old, and when your grandkids turn around, when your kids do exactly what their parents is doing now, if you get to see them at all, because they're going to learn from you how to distance yourself from the people that love you the most. Kick them smooth to the curb and treat them like your treat them with just little disrespect and bullying them into getting what you want. Security and titles and all this. I don't want the institution. I want the family. You lying. Meghan wants the institution. Why is she treating it in the way she's treating it if she wasn't for it? She's deceptive. And Harry sits back and let her. It is shocking to see how weak he is when it comes to making sound decisions for his family. Like your father said, your kids are going to judge you and they're going to treat you worse. That's what my mom used to tell me. She said, okay, when you have kids, you're going to see. I said, ooh, because I was bad. Ooh, I'm going to keep her busy. Busy. So yeah, no, we're talking about somebody that is hell-bent on taking the royals down. That's for sure. No, Meghan doesn't care. She doesn't care about anyone's feelings that's going to hurt around Christmas time. It's Christmas time. She running around here with a book, trashing them again to get that high again that she had when she was royal. Yep, no one's in the street celebrating you. Nelson Mandela and them. Then she said someone in Africa came out and said that we were dancing in the street celebrating you. Well, they ain't celebrating you no more. Those days are over. Those days are over. She is a menace. She has managed to be a menace to a family that has been nothing but kind. They let her in. She had front row seat. But then she was in there noticing other stuff. I noticed that they didn't have anyone else. And then this guy was going to stick out like a sore thumb because he's black, so I don't want him. Just like she got on that docuseries and she pretty much discriminated against her family and said that they wasn't classy enough to come to her wedding. Who's discriminating and who's discriminating now, Iman? What kind of racism is that when it's within the family? Is it inside racism? Internal? No. WME is ready to give Meghan the boot. The boot. The boot. Skadoodle. Skadoodle, skedaddle out of my office. It's over. Take your fake, phony, fraud, manipulating, grifting self away from my office because you're not fixable. We can't even put a white suit on you and throw you in front of charity and hope for the best. No, you got up there and started talking about how you were happy talking about your kids. When all them people had lost someone, and she got up there talking about she ain't got to worry about it right now because her little ones are too little to really worry about social media. What was that to tell somebody that just lost somebody? Nobody, Meghan. You're out of touch with reality. She is. She's out of touch with reality. Well, our little ones are too little to even be worried about this right now. So, I don't really have to worry about them, getting on social media and being bullied. You are the main one that need to be worried about it because look at your reputation. And as they get older, they're going to smell it. And that's not going to be good. They're going to smell your reputation being horrible, and it's not going to be good. You need to be fixing your reputation now so as they get older, they won't be reminded on how their parents betrayed their country. They're going to be like, that's them. Meghan can't hide her behavior. She can't hide her manipulation, her bullying, and her the way you can't hide. You can't. It will always show. And hers is showing. She's so cute.
Children, and many people took that as a form of emotional blackmail. We know that the royal family have been quite mute on this issue.
Joining us now is News Corp columnist and now, one topic which keeps coming up over and over again is Harry's security.
Wishing him happy birthday. He did hint that him and Meghan would accept an invitation to Sandringham for Christmas this year, although it has not been clear that even an offer of an invitation has been made. So those are interesting reports there. But we know that when the king decided to terminate
why would they want to go back to somewhere where they were forced out? If you were forced out by the king or the media or your own stupidity, they forced themselves out. I do believe that. They forced their own self out. They wanted to leave. They did it on purpose. Meghan had all those deals lined up. She was ready to go. They were ready to spill the beans. It was time. And she didn't do it during COVID because, okay, maybe I shouldn't be complaining. But as soon as COVID unleashed, she went unhinged on the family. It hasn't let up since. After WME, I can't believe it. I know what they told her. They told her, listen, don't you say nothing about the royal family. Don't you look like you want to say anything about them. You're done. You're separating yourself from them. And the reason, they probably didn't want to separate Meghan from them, but they had to because she was so obsessed with talking about the royal family that they were trying to get her focused on branding herself and on other things other than trashing the royal family, and she couldn't even do that. She couldn't. Oh, Scooby-Doo came. And here we go. And everybody knows that she wrote the book. She wrote Spare. We ain't stupid. Just because you didn't go on tour with your husband doesn't mean that we didn't know that you wrote that book. Approved everything, read it to the T, then tried to distance herself from the book. Like that was Harry's. No, that was y'all's. You all's.
Duke and Duchess of Sussex's ability to live at Frogmore Cottage earlier this year in the summer. He apparently called his father and said, "Don't you want to see his grandchildren? Don't you want to see your grandchildren?" And
the nerve of you, you privileged prince, you. How dare you they are withholding those kids from their grandparents. They are deliberately, that's what he just said it. Oh, do you ever want to see them again? In other words, we're going to continue to withhold them until you give us what we want. And until you give us what we want, the kids, you'll never see them. That's what I'm going to say it again. Meghan has told Harry they cannot see the kids unless they give us what we want. We want security. We want to be treated like Catherine every time we come over there. We want to get on the balcony. She still got her demands. She didn't stop. She didn't stop because of the coronation. She's just changing the day. When she goes over there after Christmas, she wants an invitation, like a red carpet invitation, rolled out in the carpet for her and her kids and everyone when she arrives. She thought that when this book came out that she's playing games, that Meghan has said something, we better treat her right, we better invite her over, we better do this, we better do that. Bullying a king.